Let's now go to Lagos to join Jochebed Moshood telling us what's trending. What are we looking at today in the world? Mrs. Moshood, good morning.
Good morning, Jokey. It's nice seeing you this weekend.
First off, the Met Gala this year, the theme was tailoring black style, super fine. Well, we had celebrities coming out in their full regalia.
Well, for me, one thing I particularly find very interesting is the fact that everyone wanted to, show something that depicts some roots or something. Like you spoke of the lady who wanted to show that she's a Nigerian from Edo State, and of course the regalia actually did show where she's from. I like that. I like it when Africans identify with their roots. My problem is a lot of times we have a lot of them who've made their names, carved a niche for themselves in the entertainment industry, Nollywood, and of course Hollywood. A lot of them depart from where they're from. Even when they go to events like this, they're adorned in English regalia. They tend to forget where they're from. But I identify more with people who, dress Nigerian. If we talk about Lookman for that awards, the last CAF awards, he was adorned in Dada and all of that. Imagine me going to Nollywood and I'm dressed like this, like one Ogwefi from Delta State, Wouldn't that be nice?
Incredible,
Huh?
incredible.
Wouldn't be nice.
One of the things I loved so much, I saw some people on African print, and some wore materials of lace, and I specifically, because I like her, Coco Jones. I like the outfit she brought in, and in fact, even from, I think, the series, The Shy, she had also captured herself as a fashion designer, and she brought in fashion and also projected the African fashion. If you look at her and other people who decided to really bring in the African nature, the black man nature, you'd see they turned out very spectacular. Kudos to the blacks.
I want to say that Nigerian fashion designers, they are killing it in the industry. I'm sure right now on your screens you'll be seeing the photos of the night of the celebrities coming out in their full attire. Beautiful, really, really beautiful. It was so good.
Oh,
this is beautiful.
This is wonderful.
Really, really beautiful.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we're beginning to talk more about our culture, talk more about our people, talk more about our fashion. We've had decades where people go for events and they're all suited up in their tuxedos and all whatnot, in their dinner dresses. And I like the fact that now, even on dinner dresses, you see people bringing African prints. You see people capture beads and all of that to project the African people. And I love the fact that we're also accepting who we are and moving with that. This is really lovely.
For me, I think Africa, Nigeria is beginning to determine how fashion should go. We're taking the center stage now because I've also seen in some international fashion shows, they have a touch of Africanism in their design, and everybody, down to Beyonce, down to the big names, they are beginning to identify with African prints, African designs, African regalia, and I think this is Nigeria's moment, and I think Nigeria should take advantage of it. Our designers should rise up to the occasion, showcase what we have, and make sure that we're getting all the attention, because this is definitely going to contribute to exports, especially with what we have.
Recorded a lot of failures this year. After CBT JAMB, we're still having this whole issue where some people say their results are incomplete. Some people coming out to complain that online and that can be my score. Yes, the normal saying that can be my score, and JAMB coming out to say that people failed woefully. It is so bad that we still have this issue up until this point. Up there, well, this is looking at this particular statistic. People who scored below 200. No, that's a lot of numbers. That is
75.5%.
That is too
over
much.
1.5 million plus. Over 1.5 million plus. scored below 200. And you see, there are issues to it, if you ask me. Whilst we blame the parents, while we talk about the falling standard of education in Nigeria, let us also take a look at JAMB. I am privy to the fact that there are people that I know, I think about 5 of them, that did the last JAMB, and I can tell you their complaints. First off, the exams is not start on time. Jennifer, we're here. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we talked about starting late.
No light. No light. So a lot of the computers were not even working. Some of the systems had issues. No internet. You name it. These are many contributory factors that may directly or indirectly have contributed to this mass failures that we've seen. I'm not trying to say or make an excuse for the people who didn't exactly read and prepare well. I'm not trying to say that this generation, as we talked about in the newspaper headlines, that, you know, they don't have a role to play in what we're saying. But I'm also saying JAMB also has, take or live, a role in this. JAMB has to fix this. Since the days of old, since my secondary school days, we've always been having this issue with JAMB. You don't start on time. You don't get your centers on time. You have issues with identification of numbers. And then you have issues with starting time itself. And then you now have computer issues, internet issues, power issues, a plethora of issues to even talk about. These things cannot be swept under the carpet. Whilst JAMB releases the results and talks about the mass failures, JAMB should also look at itself. There are issues with JAMB that I think they should fix. They should not be quick to identify and come out with all the figures. 1.5 million plus 75.5% failures, scoring less than 200. Yes, but what about you, JAMB? Fix your house.
Yeah, indeed. And beyond the fact that JAMB should fix their issues and their problems, there are also some other issues I like to capture. And one of it is that Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, please, you have exams, and exams don't happen on TikTok. Exams don't happen on Facebook Live. Exams don't happen on Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. They happen when you read. So I don't know, the generation which everyone is onto social media platforms, yeah, and that aspect is one of it. Another aspect is when we find that so many of these children do not think exams as one of a major thing. They don't see school as a big issue. They don't see school as something that would be profitable or it should be an achievement. They just,
everybody wants to make money from content creation. Can wake up in the morning and then become like Sabinus. Wake up in the morning, become like Nasty T or Nas Boy. This guy's making so much money. So everybody wants to be a content creator.
Yeah, all these content creators you're looking after, they all went to school. And whether you like it or not, school is a bedrock for a lot of things. We should pay attention to those things. And yeah, that aspect of sleeping and waking up and going to write exams and expect to pass, God don't work no magic. He reminds you of the things you already know, the things you've read. So I believe that beyond JAMB's issues, the students need a lot to work on. They have a lot. I remember back in the days, you have 214. You know you're not having admission that year. You just forget about it.
Of course.
And prepare for the next year. But now you see as low as 180, 140. They're having admission. You're wondering what's happening. We have a lot to do in the educational sector.
Absolutely.
Honestly, we do have to fix up when it comes to education in Nigeria, because we can't. Yeah. It is now in Nigeria. It can't be. It cannot be at all. My own JAMB, there were people who complained that they started their exam and the computer went off just like that, and they couldn't log in again. That was it. It was gone. They also need to know that they need to be computer literate. It's not or using high-end laptops. Do you know how to access the JAMB website? Do you know that you can't take it again? You can't take that exam again. Do they know all these rules and regulations? The more
they still have more
right, where you go right? Do they? But these things are actually very important. Yes, it's not the same questions you're going to see in the mock that you're going to see in the actual exam, but this is going to make you familiar with the system that you want to go right. In the sense as that they are putting 100 students, 100 candidates to go write exam. They say from center to tell the students work at the time, and that's why people keep on going home late. Although we have yeah, we need to make sure that all the computers are working perfectly before anything else.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our time here, and I'm going to bring you more interesting news next week when we're talking about the AMVCA again.
Oh, indeed.
Thank you very much,
Looking
Jochebed
forward to it.
Moshood, and thank you so much. Please cut down on the amala.
Well, I'm looking forward to next week's AMVCA. I'd like to look at who won what. We'll be back then.